Nintendo.
Hey guys, I reviewed it here, back with another video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while, but this is going to be my tenyi deck list for the October 2020 format. So, here's the monster. You're definitely going to want 3 tenyi Spirit of Shuna. What this card does is, if you control no effect monsters, you can special this card from your hand and special summon you can special summon if you control no effect monsters. And so this deck is based off pretty much having non-effect monsters on the field, and then just special summoning these monsters, and then banishing them to the graveyard to get the other effects. So, let's say for tenyi Spirit of Shuna, it can special summon 1 tenyi monster from the deck. So that's one of your really more powerful monsters. Then one of the better monsters that you can use to OTK in this deck is tenyi Spirit of Vashuda. So Vashuda says, if you control no effect monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you control no effect monsters, if you control a face-up non-effect monster, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard and target one monster your opponent controls. Return it to the hand. You can only use each effect of this card once per turn, and then I'm quite sure that, but let's say you had 2, you could activate this effect if you had 2 of the different cards twice per turn. So you have 3 of those. 3 tenyi Spirit Adahara. So this can just like get your tenyi Spirit Shuna back right from the grave, and it's a tuner to get some of the cards. So there's a card in this deck that's a synchro monster. I don't currently have it, but I will show it in this video. Then we have 2 Sympha. Pretty much it's just gonna pop your opponent's monsters from the graveyard. 2 Murappa, just gonna protect your monsters, and 2 Nahada. These are just gonna lower the attack of your monsters. Then for our these can just take out guys. Phantasm Spiral Dragon. And I'll tell you how you can get these out, because in this deck there's not too many ways, but one of the better cards, Mare, just 1 copy. And then for the hand traps, I have 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Ghost Bell, and 1 Effect Failure. Yes, they're not all Ash Blossoms, but this is more of a budget style deck. So for the spells, we have Vessel of the Dragon Cycle. It reads, you can send 1 word monster from your deck to graveyard. Then if you control a face-up effects monster, you can add it from your deck to your hand. At 1. And then you can add from your deck to hand 1 tenyi monster with a different name from the card you sent to the graveyard. Only activate the effect of Vessel of the Dragon Cycle 1 per turn. So what I recommend is just getting a Shuna into the graveyard and putting Adahara into hand. So you can banish, so you can do a Shuna, banish Adahara from hand, and then get back a Shuna back from your hand. So we won 3 of those. 3 Pot of Desires. I don't know. I'm just kind of questionable about this card, because I mean, like, we could run Pot of Avarice, but like it kind of, this deck wants cards in the graveyard and it wants to keep them there. Then 3 Perfection of the Tenyi. So pretty much just lets you draw cards when your opponent plays not an effect monster once per turn. Then Heavenly Dragon Circle. I can only get 2 of these from TCG Player, not sponsored. And pretty much you just tribute a word monster and add 1 word monster from your deck to hand if you control a non-effect. Then you get to just special summon it, and you can banish it to add 1 tenyi from your deck to your hand. So it's a very powerful card. 1 Called Up by the Grave, because it can just get rid of like Ash Blossom or something like that. 3 Fists of the Unrivaled Tenyi. This is so good, such a good card. I mean, literally, it's just like Solemn Strike, because usually you can have like a lot of things, a lot of non-effect monsters in this deck. And then just 2 Waterfall of the Dragon Souls. This card reads, add 1 warp. You can activate one of the effects, add 1 worm monster from your deck to your hand, and send 1 worm type monster from your face-up field to your graveyard, and draw cards equal to the number of monsters you sent to the graveyard plus 1. So 2 of those. So now for the extra deck. So I have 2 Draco Berserker of the Tenyi. I'll put that up in the screen. But so for our League 1s, you will want 2 Monk of the Tenyi. These is like your main turn 1 play. Maybe special summon a monster, crack it, Monk. Then usually I'll go into Tenyi, and then I'll go into Shaman. Usually off of that. Shaman can it's pretty much discard to Monster Reborn. So then Blanamorphicus, it's just, you can get it off this guy, off of the Shaman, and then just special summon it, link summon it, and then special summon again. Then you can just normal summon And maybe if you want to remove cards, maybe if you're going second, your opponent has a powerful board, Draco, Masters of the Tenyi, or if you want to try to go for that OTK, Berserker. So, I also have Scrap Dragon for, just for extra removal if your opponent kills your Draco or something like that. And then for our Link 4s, Tenyi Spirit Chihara. Pretty much you can just quick effect and make a copy of your opponent's monster just with its attack. This is an amazing card. It's definitely one of the finishers in this deck. So that's my list for the Tenyi Spirit deck for October 2020 format.
Yeah, guys, sorry. This is the card that I was mentioning earlier, and that other Link monster is actually called Draco Masters of the Tenyi. This is Draco Berserker, Berserker of the Tenyi. So this card reads, when your opponent activates a monster, you can quick effect and banish it. This card gains attack to the destroyed monster, and pretty much, it's so good. I mean, this is pretty much, you can't activate the effect on the battle phase, I'm pretty sure, but this is definitely one of your game-winning cards, just like Tenyi Spirit Chihara. And as always, thanks for watching.